Eluding by Auto, NJ. What is eluding by auto? NJSA 2C, colon 29-2, section B, makes it a crime or a felony to knowingly disregard a signal by a police officer to pull your vehicle over and stop for him, and or to flee in your vehicle away from the officer, or knowingly flee. Under the statute, it was originally charged as a third-degree offense, which means you could be subject to, if convicted, subject to a monetary imposition of a fine up to $15,000, possible jail, minimum 3 years, maximum 5 years, and of course a felony criminal record. There is a provision in the statute which elevates it to a second-degree offense if by fleeing you cause risk of death or harm to others around you. That's significant because the fine is much elevated. The jail time is much elevated. There's a minimum 5 years, maximum 10 years of prison with presumption of incarceration, which makes it very likely you'll do at least 5 years. And of course, a criminal felony record. Now, why is this offense so serious? Why are they doing this? Well, the underlying reason for fleeing from the police officer is a major consideration in the way the legislature decided to craft this statute. You've got people who might have guns or drugs or organized crime, terrorists, and they've got to be subject to being stopped and apprehended by law enforcement. And if you don't make it a penalty for them to elude you, knowingly elude you or flee from you, then law enforcement is going to be in a compromised position, and the public will not be protected by normal police procedure. So that's the rationale behind the whole thing. I've had many of these cases, and I've been able to keep most of my clients out of jail altogether. I've had a few that did less than a year. One guy did 6 months, but they all had prior criminal records, and that affected how the judge sentenced them, frankly. Look, if you've been charged with this, it's extremely serious. And regardless of whether you think you did anything wrong or not, the law has a different idea about that. If you didn't have an unlawful handgun or a huge amount of controlled dangerous substance like heroin or cocaine, or didn't have a bomb or the makings to make a bomb in your car, and you still fled, and I'll get into this in a subsequent video, it was a really dumb decision, but you're still stuck with being treated as if you had done those things or you were that dangerous of a person. I like to think of this as the Cool Hand Luke doctrine. I don't know how many of you can remember that movie. It's at least 40 years old. Starred Paul Newman, and he was in a Florida penitentiary. Very famous jail warden said to him when they caught him trying to escape the jail, what we have here is a failure to communicate. Some people don't want to cooperate, so they're going to get like they want it, and then they throw them in jail for another 20 years. So that's the situation. If you're charged with this, I urge you to take it seriously. Please call me. My name is Stephen A. Gravatt. My telephone number is 732-337-7922. My website is njdwi, criminaldefenseattorney.com. Thank you, and have a nice day.